What's up? Welcome into Four Downs alongside the Chronicle, Zac Elder and Dan Carp. I'm DSB Sports' Daniel Nolan. We're here to break down this weekend's game against Memphis. But before we get to Memphis, let's talk about this NC Central game last weekend. An absolute rout, 45-0, the first shutout at home since 1978 for the Blue Devils. How did it happen on defense?
Well, they did everything right. That's how it happened, Danny. But it all started up front with that big, experienced defensive line. They held the Eagles to less than 3 yards a carry and really punished them on first and second down, forcing long third down attempts, and Duke defense took advantage all day.
And Zach, if you look at the other side of the ball, the running game was the story just the same.
Absolutely.
Highest rushing total for Duke since 2002. They gained 257 yards on the ground, averaging 5.2 a carry, and they didn't gain too much on the ground last year. That was a welcome sign for a team that's going to be utilizing the zone read a lot this year.
And now this weekend they play Memphis and a quarterback that they haven't really seen before, if at all, Dan. They don't have a lot of tape on this guy. What do we expect from this Memphis offense?
It's going to be really interesting. It's one of the more interesting storylines coming to this game this weekend is Memphis' new quarterback, redshirt freshman Paxton Lynch. 6'6", big guy, strong arm, physically gifted, and head coach Justin Fuente liked this guy enough that he actually gave him the starting job over the returning starter, Jacob Karam, who's going to be a fifth-year senior. That says a lot about how confident they are in this kid. That being said, it's going to be his first college game this weekend, and Duke has absolutely zero game tape on Paxton Lynch.
And now they go into this weekend against Memphis. It actually is their first game of the season, and it's their home opener. This is going to be an advantage or a disadvantage, perhaps, for Memphis, having it be their first game of the season.
Well, it's hard to tell. The week one bye is an interesting thing, and especially for Memphis. Now, they're going to get to see Duke's film from week one against NC Central, and that could be a huge advantage, although Coach Cutcliffe did indicate that he didn't show all his offensive wrinkles against the Eagles. But the Blue Devils also got to shake the rust off. They've got a win under their belts, granted against an FCS opponent, but we'll see. I think it'll be, in the end, an advantage for Duke.
And I think that's one of the big things. In a game that was a blowout, in a game where a lot of the starters didn't play very far past the second quarter, I mean, Memphis really doesn't have that much tape on Duke from that game. Anthony Boone only played 39 snaps in that game last week. So, honestly, it's almost like both teams are almost in their season opener here because of just how well rested Duke is going to be. None of their starters are kind of banged up going into this week. So, I really honestly think this could just be a wipeout.
And you say wipeout, but you got to give me a score on this. Who's going to win this ball game this weekend on the road at Memphis?
It's not going to be as lopsided as it was last year, especially with Memphis playing their opener at home. But I think although Duke might start a little bit slow, which they've done on the road in the past, they're still going to put it together. They're going to win 38-20.
Okay.
The spread has the Blue Devils winning by 6 points. I don't buy it. Memphis might have 16 returning starters, but I don't think they can handle Duke this weekend. I've got the Blue Devils 35-17.
Well, it would be a big win for the Blue Devils. It would be their first 2-0 start since 1998. It's been a long time, guys. Perhaps another win on the road to a bowl game. Once again, for Zac Elder, Dan Carp, I'm Daniel Nolan. We'll see you guys later.